we move on to the third thing we're going to do today, and that is the brioche. Now, the brioche is also a very traditional and favorite bread eaten by the French people. And for making this, we need just about the same ingredients we've needed so far. So we take about 300 grams of flour and sift it. Then we add the sifted flour back to the bowl. Add about 38 grams of caster sugar and 8 grams of salt. Mix it in a bit, and then we keep it aside. Then we take about 5 eggs. So what we need for this recipe is 225 grams of eggs. So assuming that 1 egg is about 50 grams, we break in 4 and keep the yolk of the 5th one in and put the white in a separate bowl that we can use later for the egg wash. So I'm going to break in 4 eggs in here now. So that's 4 eggs, just the yolk of the 5th. And add the yolk to the bowl. And now we whisk the eggs. Now we whisk in about 20 milliliters of milk. You know, after doing this, I really feel like making an omelette, but making a brioche. Time to add the eggs to the flour. So like we did earlier, we make a little well and add in the eggs. With the spatula, mix it to make it pasty. And once it is pasty, add in about 38 grams of yeast. It's the best way to mix yeast, of course. And once it has sort of come together, we need to get our hands dirty. So onto a surface, make sure you get everything out of the bowl. Knead it till it comes together. If you're smart, you'll use a KitchenAid with a paddle attachment, unless you're playing This Is What the 1800s Feels Like. Of course, then the KitchenAid would have made the brioche and not you. And now to this egg-enriched dough, we add 188 grams of butter to make it a butter-enriched dough. Now the brioche dough is done. This is how pasty and soft it should be. It's not a hard dough. And we put it into a bowl. And now once this is done, we cover it with some cling film and let it rest for about 1 hour. There we go. As you can see, the brioche dough that we had kept to rise is literally screaming to come out of this. So we're going to put it out of its misery and get it out. We're going to shape this brioche in a traditional way. So I have prepared some molds. As you see, these are little ridged molds that I have buttered so that the brioche comes out well when it's cooked. So now we're going to dust the surface a little. Then we're going to take a little bit of the brioche dough. We're going to form a nice little sphere. There you go. And then we're going to place them in these molds. We're supposed to make sure that they're not too big for the mold because we're going to leave them to proof. So they're going to grow a bit more. And then we make a slight incision in the center with our finger, like a donut. And then we're going to take a little bit of dough, make another cute little sphere, and we're going to put it on the top. This is the traditional shape of the brioche. Now that we're done with these, we leave them to proof till they're about 1/3 larger in size for about 20 to 30 minutes. Good. That is the brioche. As you can see, it has risen beautifully. But before we bake them, we have to give it a good egg wash because that's what's going to give it a good shine. Now for an egg wash, I have just cracked 1 egg and mixed some water in it and probably half a teaspoon of salt and a pinch of sugar. Now we lightly brush on all sides So I've preheated an oven to 180 degrees, and now we're going to place these in it for about 15 to 20 minutes. So let's do that. And now we move on to the final preparation of the day, and thank you God for it, the marmalade, or as the French call it, marmelade. Actually, it's just the same, they just make it French, really. Anyway, to make marmalade, we take 3 oranges, peel them, and then cut the peel finely into juliennes, thin strips like this. Now these things are inherently slightly bitter, so what we have to do is we have to blanch them once before using it. Put on a high flame of the stove and just let it boil away to glory. Now that this is boiled, I'm going to strain it. Now that we've strained the peel and the bitterness is more or less gone, we're going to keep the saucepan on a high flame once more and add the juice and pulp of 3 oranges. Orange juice in the pot weighs about 100 milliliters. So we're going to add equal amounts of sugar, that is 100 grams of sugar, to the mixture. And stir as we let the sugar dissolve. And as the sugar is nearly dissolved, we add all of the blanched orange peel and stir that into it. Now along with this, we're going to put in a sugar thermometer. And we have to wait till the temperature comes up to 105 degrees. That's when it reaches something that's called a thread stage. Thread stage is the stage of sugar cooking that is perfect for making jam. So now that we have reached 105, I'm going to add about half a lime juice. It's just to cut through the sweetness with the acidity of the lime juice. Mix it well. And now we pour it. And so the marmalade is done. So after long hours of waiting, we're finally done with the French breakfast. Of course, the French don't go through all these lengths just to get breakfast on their plate. They generally just go to the nearest open bakery and buy fresh things early in the morning. But sometimes it's nice to go that extra mile to get things done. Don't you think so? Of course, you can't answer me, so I'll just move on then. So here we have it, a traditional French breakfast with tartine, that is baguette with marmalade, brioche, croissant, pain au chocolat, and an extra special present from me, the pain miel, made from the offcuts of the puff pastry. Nothing goes to waste here. Bon appétit! Now, was watching all that too hard? If yes, please leave a comment. If no, please leave a comment. Just leave a frickin' comment.